you will be put into a one single feature of a product, and you have to work there, and you gain a very narrow experience out of a product. But if you go to a startup, everything is built from the scratch, so you have an hands-on experience, a very dynamic experience, of a product right from its conceptualization till it goes to the market. So I think you can surely opt a startup and you can go and work for them until you get an comprehensive experience, so that you create your own persona in the market. Till then, you can go for a startup and you can work for them. I would really encourage you, if you are really passionate about product management, I think startup is the best one. And third is the fourth and last one is, many people are from different backgrounds. They might be business consultants, they might be investment banking professionals, they might be business analysts, they might be UX designers, and so on. Even all these roles, whatever I just named them, they are they have flavors of product management in their work. They may not know it. The reason is, see, all these professionals are solving the customer problems. At the end of the day, as a manager, I do the same, but I am doing it in a different spectrum of my work. My genre is different, their genre is different. So even these people can be a potential product managers in the future if they really want to transition from their former roles to the product management roles. They can surely do it, given that they have a good story to sell to the companies who are hiring. The fifth one, the next slide I want to discuss is the PM interview questions. So you can see there are these are the interview questions that the companies ask you when they interview you to become a product manager. One is the product design questions, guesstimate questions, strategy questions, behavioral questions, technical questions. Coming to the product design questions, I will give you the materials which can help you to get a certain amount of idea about this. The first is the product design questions. I can just state some of the questions that normally product managers are asked, right? So design design a school monitoring a student monitoring application for a school. So they will ask you such questions. How do you tackle these type of questions? How do you first you need to understand, okay, who are my users? What is my business model? What is my strategy? Who are my users? And what are the real problems these user personas are facing? How do I come up with a solution? This should be a strategy might ask you, okay, evidence questions. So in so guesstimate questions will be like this: a cap for dog food in US, or estimate a market cap for men's face wash in India. So these are the questions. What will be the market cap? So what would be the market range? Or for example, this or a question could be like this: that okay, tell me in kilograms how much food is required for a state of UP in India. So what are they grasping you here? They're grasping what would be your thought process? How would you approach a question? These questions will surely make you a little bit hesitant, little bit confusing, but that is what they are trying. A product manager is one who always works in uncertainty, right? You do not know the requirements. You are the one who define it, right? There is everything is uncertain there, right? So even your success is uncertain there. So that is what they are trying to grasp. What is there in you in this question? You need to have a structural approach to break down the question, and you need to answer them. And then third question is strategic questions. Strategic questions will be like this: why do you think that Facebook acquired Instagram, or why do you think that Microsoft acquired LinkedIn? So what could be the strategy behind Microsoft for acquiring GitHub? They are the questions that they might ask you. So you need to be very clear about that. For that, it is very simple. Be thorough with the general affairs that happens around you. Whenever if there are some acquisition that happens, or if you're going for a product design, if you're going for a product manager interview, go through certain strategy and mission and vision of different product companies. For example, if you're going for Uber, see to it that you go through all the strategical initiatives that Uber takes into, or Ola takes into, or their competitors takes in, they have them. So that would be helpful, very helpful for you. The fourth thing is the behavioral question. This is generic. This is generic for all the roles. They might ask you, okay, tell me the instance where you have shown your leadership roles, or tell me a leadership um, tackled it. That you have, did you so instances which commerce in your day-to-day life as a student, as a member at your place, as a hostel mate? You can bring even those, right? So all that they are looking at is your soft skills. You need to be very precise. You need to communicate it very well, and you need to show to it, okay, these are the experience, that you are not a person that you never faced a problem. You are a person that you have learned. You have committed mistakes. You know that you're not perfect. You know that you're not overconfident, but you are clear that, okay, I will surely do it. That I'm a person that will always try. That is a spirit that they are gazing at. The fifth is technical questions. So some people take a way back, because of this. They will be taken back because once we say technical questions, of course, they will ask you some technical questions. There are certain roles out there where the product is a technical product. What do I mean by technical product? A technical product is something, a product which is used by technical professionals. For example, a visual studio. You are developing an IDE, a coding environment, a compiler. You're building a compiler. You're building an operating system, right? So here, just a product manager is not. It doesn't suffice. All that is required is a technical product manager. What do I mean by technical product manager? That he needs to speak technical language. He needs to understand technical aspects, and then he needs to communicate technically, right? For a commercial product like Uber, Ola, Swiggy, and so on, the product managers need not be technical folks. They just need to be a person who knows business, who at least can understand technical flows. Of course, every product manager needs to know technical things, but not deep down, right? But when you come to a technical product, you need to make sense of the architecture. You will be involved in design sprints. You need to in design discussions, technical design discussion per se. So you need to be very clear about all that. So that's where in those interviews they might ask you to code. They might ask you to code. I would tell you, practice more on data structures, practice more on algorithms, and a basic programming language. It might be a Python, and of course, oops also helps you. So they are the concepts that will help you um, in your technical interviews. Most of the companies, most see, I have seen Microsoft has technical interviews, Google has technical interviews, Apple has technical interviews in their interview process, right? So at least one round will be technical round. So where a technical software engineer, a senior software engineer, or a software engineering manager will engage that with you. So you need to be prepared for that also. So the next thing is PM interview resources. So, to be honest, the first book, that is Cracking the PM Interview by Gail Lackman McDowell, is I can call it as a Bible of product management. And the reason is everyone refers this book, and it is very helpful. Gail was she was a Microsoft product manager as well as a Google PM, and she has her own startup now. She brings a lot of concrete experience in product management and leading a startup as well. So her book is a very good book, right from understanding a product, how product management happens in different companies, how do you want to prepare, how your resume should be, how do you want to say your story which is convincing to the hiring people out there. So everything she has covered in her book. I think please get a copy of this. The second book is Decode and Conquer. I would really suggest you to go through the Cracking the PM Interview book fully at least twice, and then go to Decode and Conquer, and see to it that Decode and Conquer has revised editions every year. So see to it that you get the latest edition. Very good book where you get a lot of questions to solve. And third is the Swipe to Unlock book. This is not a product management book per se, but this is a book which helps you to this is a book written by Aditya Gashe, Parth and Neil Mehta. They are the PMs in Microsoft, Facebook and Google respectively. So this book is a more into strategy, right? Here they explain different strategies that companies employ towards success. This book is helpful to crack your strategy interview questions in your product management interview. um, um, s- uh, After reading this book, I tell you, you will get a more matured way of thinking when it comes to tech. The next material is it's a YouTube site, YouTube channel Exponent, because it has a lot of uh, mock interview questions, mock interviews that happens. I tell you, to be honest, if you just see 6 to 7 videos of this channel, you'll get a concrete idea, okay, how I need to tackle the product interview questions. Because I tell you, I have seen people who come for interview do not know how to tackle a product management questions. When we ask them to design a product, they just jump into the features without even knowing who are the users, right? So there are some of the nuances that you need to take care of uh, while you while you tackle a question. Yeah, so this is what I really wanted to present. So if you have any questions, you can just post the questions. Before that, I just got a chance to see some of the questions that you have sent us. Most of you have given these questions when you were filling your forms. I'll just state some of the questions and I will try to answer those. So, scope in India, the first question is scope in India, basics of project management, implementation at BTech level. This question was a bit, it was not clear to me, but scope in India, wherever there is a product company, product management becomes a integral part of it. It is very important, and in India, product management is one of the hot roles. So you can always dream about and try to become a product manager. It is really a good role in India as well. Basis of project management. Um, I think this is not a relevant question because we're not discussing project management here. Yeah, of course. As a product manager, you're also doing you will also have certain flavor of project management there, because you will be engaging with a lot of people, and you will be owning your role, right? You will be owning your feature, right? You are the one who communicate to the devs and manage them, influence them, and do all that. So you will not be doing project management as such, but you will be having some flavors of that in your day-to-day activities. The next thing is, um, if I have some prototype, how to get it into the market as a product. So you can't take prototype into the market. All that you can do is you can do certain amount of user research on the prototype. So you can't take a prototype into the market. It should be a real-time working product, a MVP at least, which has to be taken to the market. So, so what you can do with the prototype is you can use them, you can share them with the users, and you can create a atmosphere where they are they're handling your product real time, and you can capture their behavior with the product. Then what are the legal hurdles that I need to cross while taking the product into the market? Legal hurdles depends upon the geography, depends upon the country that you are taking it. I told you, right? I am working for Azure, where we understand the GDPR norms of that area of Europe, and then we inculcate them into our product so that we create a seamless experience for our users so that they need not worry about compliance and all. Everything is taken care of automatically in Azure, right? It might be private cloud, it might be hybrid, or it might be general cloud, right? So, coming to the legal hurdles, it depends. So some of the basic legal hurdles is that you need to be very clear about data. You need to protect data. You need to see to it that your data is safe, right? So you need to have all those systems, security and privacy related systems for your product, that your user data is not exploited, it is used, and it is not misused, right? And the second is, if you're building a product, more of a hardware product, logistic and supply chain becomes very important, and there will be a lot of norms along with them, right? So if you're coming up with a mobile phone, so all these things becomes very important. The third thing is, I would call it as uh, the legal things that as a company has to go through, right? Today in India, we know that there is a lot of push by the government and by the people here for the product managers for startups, right? They help you in doing all that. But when it comes to a big company, they need to have a lot of legal papers to be signed, a lot of legal discussions to be made with the government of India, right? So it depends upon country to country, from region to region. The next question is it a good choice to take up MEM, that is Masters of Engineering Management after BE, to go for product management without experience? Yeah, after becoming an MEM, you can go into product management, you can go into program management, or you can go into project management, or you can become you can take up a lot of fields out there. But MEM is also one of the potential pipeline to become a product manager. The next question is, what are the skills one should develop to be a product manager? I think I have covered this in my presentation. So the next question is, I'm deeply interested in understanding the process of product development and management. So want to know about that initially. I think I have explained this in my presentation as well. Okay, the first question is that experience is a bigger aspect in product management. How to seek the opportunities being a fresher during and after college? I tell you, see, there are different traits of product management, right? So a management manager is leader as well, right? So you be a leader in whatever you do. You lead by influence, and you can start small ventures in your colleges, small ventures or small startups in your colleges. Being in your college, and you can prove that okay, you have that instinct in you to become a product manager. Yeah, some companies they take a back step when they see okay, a fresher is applying for a product manager. Of course, I agree, that is there in India, that stereotype is there in India. But nevertheless, I can tell you, there are so many startups out there who can invest in you, seeing that if you are a compelling material for them. So don't just depend upon big companies. Start your career with small companies, that's fine. And it will give you a concrete understanding of product management and experience, because you're starting altogether new, and you learn a lot of things. When you go into a big company like Microsoft, Google, you will be put into a small feature to lead, right? Your maturity will not be great as that of managing a startup product. So I would really think that if you are a fresher, if you're given a chance to get into a small company, a small startup where they are just in a conceptualizing stage, I think you can just go and grab that. So the sec The second question from Vinod is, does your industry experience in a segment increases the probability of you getting into a product manager role for products used in similar industry? Yeah, of course, it does. It really does. Because see, a product manager is someone like he is a master of none but a jack of all, right? So he doesn't need to know anything in deep. All that he needs to know is the user and the business, right? So if you have a certain suitable amount of knowledge in fintech, as you have stated it here, or education technology, sales and marketing, you can surely go out to become a product manager, and that can you can frame a good story for yourself while you are presenting your cover letter or your resume to the employers. That would be a good thing, I would tell you. So the next question is from Pawan Gowda. Can you help us understand the engineers graduating fresh who would love to start as APMs and eventually make a career in product management? So, yeah, a fresher out of the college will join as a APM, regardless whether he's from an MBA or from a B school or from his graduate from his undergrad studies. He'll join as an APM, and because a PM role has to be learned on the go. It is not something like a software developer where you learn Python, where you learn Java before you start working. You have to learn on the go. So you'll start as an APM. You can surely start as an APM. I told you, go to any company, that's fine. A company which has a good strategy and vision. You can join that company and you can start your career as APM. Once you have a substantial persona for yourself in the market, you will get a great opportunities out there. Next question from Pawan himself. Also help us understand how you were able to embark your journey into Microsoft for a developer role as a fresh graduate. So I was not placed into Microsoft from my college. Microsoft doesn't come to my college to recruit. So I had got into different companies. I was able to join, but one fine day, I got to know from my friend. I do not know who that friend is right now. I don't remember him. One of my classmates, I suppose. I just applied in their career site, and they called me. To be honest, when I applied, I was not sure whether they would call me because I'm not from IIT or I'm not from an IT, because Microsoft normally has a trait of going to IITs and NITs and big colleges to hire. So I was not really sure whether they would call me, but one fine day, within almost a week, they called me for interview. So, what I tell you is, don't be taken back by uh, by what others say that okay, Microsoft doesn't hire you if you apply through career site. They would surely hire you, given that you have a good story to tell you. Of course, you need to see to it that your resume suits well to the skill set that they are looking for. How did you become a PM from a developer? Yeah, that was not a cakewalk, to be honest. Because even though I'm in a product company, I need to develop some amount of um, uh, initial set of understanding of product management. It took me almost 1 year. I just went almost 1 year because I was working, and I was also pursuing my masters from a US university. So I had to juggle with all that to study for product management. Studying for product management is not a difficult thing. It's a very easy thing, given that you know how to you know how to plan your time, right? So what I really suggest you is that if you might be a developer, you might be a business analyst, or you might be in different roles, right? Want to become a product management? Yeah, of course, it is possible. All that you need to do is grab a couple of those books that I have told you and start studying and get to know more about product managers from different webinars or different videos out there in internet. Get to know more about Microsoft, Google kind of product management, because it is these companies which where product management started altogether. Product management as a role per se was started in Microsoft and Google, right? They are the one who started this role, right? So you can get to know more about these companies, and even Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Facebook as well. They also have a great concrete and strong product management uh, uh, resource group who can help you out there. And you can also, in Facebook and LinkedIn, there are a lot of product management sites and groups. just join them. There will be a lot of questions they'll be posting. Try to solve those questions so that it will be helpful for your interview. And yeah, when you go to the interview, be calm and composed. All that they are looking at you is how will you how will you manage the uncertainty that is there presented to you. So that is all that is required from you. Yeah, so I also want to thank Pratyush and the IEEE TEMS team for making this opportunity, because I know there are so many people out there who want to have their career in product management. I think this would be a bridge for them, right? They would have got a small amount of understanding, at least a small amount, to become. Thank you guys. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Pratyush and team. Thank you. Bye.